I think we're good now. We're live. I forgot to flip it, so thank you to my beautiful spouse, Tiffany Joe, who helped get me ready for this housing debrief. You know what I always find? I don't have enough hours to properly do everything that I want to put into these presentations. So, which just means that's why I have a couple episodes. They go from Tuesday to Friday, and they keep on continuing to expand, and I come up with new things constantly. And I'm talking to real estate agents, mortgage professionals, lenders, news media, and coming up with all these different angles on the marketplace, and trying to look at different things statistically as well. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I forgot to update something. Let me show you what this latest report looks like. Let's see. Bear with me for a second, because I want to show you what these reports, the most recent report is, and I'm going to share with you some of the charts that are from that report. I think it's absolutely imperative that I demonstrate what is going on in the marketplace. That's what it's all about. Let's see. Bear with me for a second. Where is it? This guy is not following. Don't miss out. Oh, the broader market. Okay, this is the latest housing report, and I want to share it with you guys. You can't see it. Oops. I don't know how to drag it over there. I'm hoping it drags over there. It does. All right. So this is the latest report. I forgot to update it as one of the slides, so I'll put it on here. Apologize for that, but this is for LA, San Diego, and Orange County. It's the broad market interruption, and there is a chart in here that I'm going to be sharing with everybody, and it's for those three counties. For San Bernardino, Riverside, that'll come out next week, and there's a reason I hesitate to even put it together yet. That's because the data won't truly reflect being locked down for 4 weeks solid. So I was glad I was able to find that for you guys. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Oh yeah, my wife is telling me I'm out of the shot. So, yes, I can scoot that way. Here, that better? You can see the charts.
Hold on a second.
My producer is fixing things right now. My beautiful spouse. She wants you to be able to see everything. Good. There's a little delay. Okay. You went over a little bit?
You.
Me. Now I'm out of the picture, she says. Okay. Still. Now you'll see. I'm in there. I'm coming. I'm coming. Look. Look at now.
Okay.
There's like this 10-second delay. Anyways, my background is quantitative economics, decision sciences major, UC San Diego, 29 years in the business, Orange County native, Capitol Valley High School grad, 9 kids, avid runner. These are the kids. I brought 6, she brought 2. I adopted her, she adopted mine, and we had that bonus guy right there. He didn't have a great day with potty training today. We will have a better day tomorrow. Anyway, my background is I've been working since 2004, sending everything to the Orange County Register, and it's grown since then, and we've expanded quite a bit. And my company is Reports on Housing, and we put together a housing report for all 5 Southern California counties, and started out in Orange County, and we've since been very busy, San Bernardino, Riverside, Los Angeles, San Diego as well. So there's separate reports for all of those. And that was the prior report, the showdown, but I told you that I showed you the other one that is for Orange County and Los Angeles and San Diego. San Bernardino, Riverside, there next week. It's alternate weeks that I run these things, and the numbers are done each Thursday. So I'll be doing the numbers for San Bernardino, Riverside this coming up Thursday. I'll probably be able to put together that chart too that you'll see at the end to update for San Bernardino, Riverside with those great numbers. Probably able to update all of them, as a matter of fact. But anyway, so you go to reportsandhouse.com, you subscribe, get a month free if you sign up, and my coupon code is not 2007. That's the theme, this is not like the Great Recession. And you can go to the website, and there's sample reports as well. So my sponsor just wanted to thank Staging Virtually, and they're professionally designed artists rendering of vacant home photos to make your vacant home photos look a lot better. And it helps protect yourself, clients, and shoppers by using virtual staging of the home online in photos, flyers, and more. And this is what it looks like. The before picture and the after picture just looks absolutely fantastic. They charge, they use your professional photos that bring the room to life. They help buyers visualize, and it starts at $295 for 3 rooms, and it's $95 for each additional room. So let's start off with some spring fun photos. And I thought this was great. I'm gonna have to find a pair of jeans. I told my wife I want this. I think this is absolutely fantastic for after a nice house and debrief on a Friday, and we have a little bit of a cocktail Q&A. Perhaps we'll do that again this coming up Friday. I'll answer some questions after this one as well, just to see where everybody's head's at and what they would like to see as well. I like this one. Someone made a life-changing decision in the beer aisle. They put down the toilet paper and grabbed beer. The reboot looks scarier than the original. I am going to Costco. And this is quite literally what it's like to be at Costco if you're there around 10, 10:15, 10:30. I think my wife even went at 11 o'clock, and there's still a long line that went all the way to the gas station at the Laguna Niguel Costco. And that's people lined up for toilet paper and water and things like that. By the way, we have great tap water here, and you use the filter system. It's all good. Thought this was interesting. This is Donde está Wally? Coronavirus edition. Because everybody's supposed to be socially distancing themselves. I can find him. He's right there. Where's Waldo? He's right there. I think that's great. That's fun. Okay, and you know what? This is where, all kidding aside, I really want to thank all the doctors and nurses and the EMTs and firemen and police officers and all those first responders, all the people that are taking care of the people with COVID-19 coronavirus. And we have a lot to thank with these people. I don't know if you've seen this. I've seen this. This is where their masks are, they wear these tight masks, and they hurt so badly that they leave bruise marks. So I was just thinking, it reminds me, we've always said we're fighting a war. We literally are, and these are the soldiers. These are the soldiers out in the field, and just my hat off if I had one, but my heart goes out to them. We're constantly praying for them. They're doing a fantastic job out in the trenches. So thank you very much. And this is actually a doctor. He's quarantined himself because he's taking care of COVID-19 diagnosed people and in the hospital, and they're on respirators, all that good stuff. So he's actually quarantined himself in their family treehouse. And there's a lot of news stories that are talking about this guy, and they actually show pictures of what it looks like inside. But he's sleeping in there and keeping a respectful distance. The kids are down below, and he's interacting with them, but has great social distancing so he can still see his kids, which I think is absolutely fantastic. He does not want to infect his family. But speaking of coronavirus, let's talk about the facts again. I'm still going over cases and things like that. And the reason for that is because I want to see some sort of a change in the numbers, a better change than what we're kind of seeing right now. Even though we're talking a lot about opening up things, the numbers still aren't quite there where they need to be for us to really be unlocking anything in the short term. But you know that we've peaked and we should be coming down, and that's what we've got to watch. There are 676,000 recovered. That's up 20%. That is growing faster than the cases are growing, which is a good thing as far as percentages are concerned. 176,000 deaths. That's up 19% from this is from last Friday when I did the report. And 821,000 cases in the United States. That's up 19%. And 44,600 U.S. deaths. That's up 39%. We said that was going to be a bit of a wave, and I think we had a bit of that over the weekend. And 35,500 cases in the United States. That's up 22%. We still we've plateaued, but I want to go over this too. This is where we rank in the world in terms of per million, and we're actually moving up on this list because of the number of cases that we have in the United States, and it continues to be such a big number, but that big number is moving us up higher on this list. Because I showed this, I believe, about a week and a half ago, and we were down here, and now we're moving up, and that's the number of cases per million. The worst offenders is Spain, and I thought this was interesting. Then it was Belgium, and then because it was Switzerland before, now they're further down. Now it's Belgium, then Ireland. People per million, so they're actually up there in Ireland and Italy, and you can see the where we rank in there. But we have been moving up on the list. Here's some more facts, Southern California cases, and I'm going to show you as far as rank in California in number of cases. I thought this was an interesting addition to put in here because I'm a bit concerned about LA, as are a lot of people, and they say that it has a lot to do with the homeless population, but you can see up 33% since last Friday. They were at 15,153, and they're number one in California in terms of cases. In LA County. So I don't know why I did this, but let's just go like this. Oh, I know why I did that, because I didn't finish this. I rearranged it because second is 2847, that's in Riverside County. They have been climbing also really fast, and they're actually second in the state of California. And San Diego is third. They're slowing down, but they have 2325. They're actually slowing down. They hit this 2,000 mark and then have slowed down a bit. 1691 in Orange County, up 13%. It too, a bit of, it's leveled off. 1,489 in San Bernardino, that's up 44%. They're number 6 on the list. They're gonna climb. They're gonna surpass Orange County. And then who knows how close they get to San Diego. But what's interesting about this is only number 3, which is up in the Bay Area, you can see where a lot of the coronavirus is in the state of California. It is heavy where it's dense, and that's here in Southern California. So these are the numbers that we're going to have to continue to watch about unlocking. So if you really think LA is going to be unlocking soon, I don't think so, and it has a lot to do with the fact that these cases are beginning to surge. So we're going to have to continue to be mindful of that going forward. So we will watch this. And why am I bringing this up? Because we right now are paused in real estate, and we will get into that, but it is kind of a pause. It's kind of this dual effect that's going on, and it's not until we get to the other side of this we need to see improvement in these numbers. We just can't say, you know what, let's unlock society because it's been so long and I'm itching to get outside. That's not what it's about. It's about doing what the scientists are suggesting, as well as doing the smart thing. You know, we've been doing this for this long. Why do we want to stop early? Until we get to those numbers that make sense. Definitely, I'm going to speak for myself. I don't want to do this twice, and who knows if that's what comes to bear down the road. But hopefully that's not the case, and we do the right thing right now. Coronavirus and economy, its scale and duration. So it's how much will affect the economy. It has to do with how big it gets and duration. We've talked about the scales there. This is actually live as of about an hour and a half ago. If you look at this is LA. LA is actually on this list as far as counties across the United States. And you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. LA is the 7th most impacted county in the United States. So something to be mindful of. I sit here in Orange County, and what does that mean? I mean, we're close enough to LA where it really means that once we unlock, we're probably going to have to do it in stages. Orange County might be able to unlock, but I don't think LA will be able to unlock as early. And San Diego as well. Looks like they're on the right path. So we have the duration, but this is very good to see, is we have the duration, but we've definitely plateaued. It continues to be plateau. We're not seeing any spikes. And so there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that's because we got to here. Now we need to start to see them go down, and we need to see that consecutively for 14 days. That is the federal guidance, and we'll get into that. This is the United States. It's kind of leveled off. We haven't really seen the consecutive coming down for 14 days yet. That will be coming down the road, but that journey has not began. And this is California. I'm really leery of how they do this data. Part of it is they don't do a lot of reporting on Sundays. They didn't do reporting and it looked really good on Sunday, and then we got this yesterday. So what do we get? We got this gigantic spike above 2,000 cases. And this is from the New York Times. Their chart actually looks the best. That's why I'm going there again and again. But you can see that really this levels off, and we're right at this like 1,300, 1,400 cases, and that's where we've leveled off. It's not really coming down. That's what this spike is. So understand that we need to start seeing it come down before we're going to be unlocking California, and that is what Newsom has talked about. So when are we going to unlock the economy? First of all, it's not going to be a light switch. It's not going to be, okay, everybody back to work. That's not how it's going to be. It's going to be way different. And everybody's going to have to wear a mask. From what I understand, they did a surveys around the world, and the Asian countries are the most inclined to wear the masks. And when you get to like Britain, they're down at the bottom, and the United States is right in the middle, 50-50. So there's some people that think, yeah, I'm not going to get it. So they're going to be doing that kind of thing. So I didn't mean anything by that accent. I just do accents all day long. You can ask my kids. And anyways, it's not going to be a light switch. It's going to be more of a dial. It's going to be more of a dial where we're slowly but surely turning on our economy in different stages. And for the United States, this is what they came out with, and this is the proposed state or regional gating criteria is what they call it. And a lot of it has to do with cases and a downward trajectory of documented cases within a 14-day period, and that's what I talked about. So it's documented that we're seeing the steady decline for 2 weeks solid. And then hospitals also have to be prepared, treat all patients without crisis care, that type of thing. And then a lot of testing needs to be ready. And there's a lot of debate going on about testing. I'm going to try to listen as closely as I can to the scientists in our local area in California to see when we will be ready. And that's a little bit harder to find and watch, but we will definitely be honing in on that, because that's what affects us here in California. So that's something we'll be watching. So phase one is, once we meet those parameters as far as being able to test and we see the numbers going down for a consecutive couple of weeks, phase one is this: vulnerable people continue to shelter in place. And then continue social distancing. So even when we're out, we got to continue to social distance. It's not going to be going back to normal. Meetings, no more than 10 people in a meeting, and you have to be socially distanced. And then minimize non-essential travel. So that is phase one, and that's how it affects you, me, everybody else. And this is coming from, this is coming from federal government, and this is what their recommendations are. For employers, they want everybody to continue to encourage telework. They also want to return to work in phases. So have people coming back to work in different phases, the most essential people, that type of thing. Like accountants, people like that. Close common areas, no congregating. So you're going to close down like the coffee room, or if there's places for a whole bunch of people to sit down and have lunch, those are closed. They can eat their desk and remain spaced out. And then minimize non-essential travel. So they want businesses, employers to not have their employees do a lot of travel. And I think a lot of this is common sense. And then also this is keep schools closed and no youth sports. That's all through phase one. No visiting seniors. And restaurants, theaters, sporting venues, churches, yes, you can open those up only with strict distancing protocol. So if you go to church, there's going to have to be distancing. If you go to a sporting event, there has to be social distancing. So gyms, yes, with proper social distancing, strict distancing protocol. And bars, sorry guys and gals, closed. And then this is which U.S. states are opening up again. So this is a slide from Statista, and it has to do with like New York has a bit opening up, and it's going to be the marina and the golf courses. And then this is some beaches. And then this is Minnesota. They have outdoor recreational businesses. And then 4, this is Texas. They're the ones that are going at this thing full Monty. Some businesses, parks, and then we also have, I think it looks like it's missing something. I think they don't have on here Georgia, and I think that's what they mean by 4B, some businesses. And then we have non-essential business, in, I think that's Idaho, boy, and then 5, this is non-essential businesses also, and that is North Dakota. Pretty good on my map, right? Yeah, that goes back to my 8th grade. So anyways, California has their 6 indicators for modifying the stay-at-home order. We got to watch this. This is something that we'll continue to watch. We're probably a little bit more strict on making sure that those numbers are true, in fact, going down for a couple weeks, and then we'll be doing them in stages across across California, especially in the more rural areas. It'll probably be unlocked first. So the macroeconomic outlook, there's nothing really to report on. I talked about before coronavirus, there was a real estate, they had the closing report for March. It looked good. You know what, a lot of that is prior to the coronavirus. You could see that is a lot of stuff that was placed in the escrow in January, February, closed March. There's still some cancellations. It wasn't as big of a story as some people making it. There were cancellations, but there were a lot that still closed. It didn't close as much as where it would have been, but in a lot of Southern California counties, there were actually more closed sales than the prior year. So, but just know that we're experiencing what I refer to as a recession-led pandemic, so I'm calling it a pandession, and we're in the midst of it. We're in the throes. The numbers are not going to get better until we're on the other side of this and we unlock the economy again, period. So that's why we go into such detail on the coronavirus side, because we got to see what's going on with COVID-19 right now in the numbers and data and stats to see where we are as far as when we can unlock things again. Because we've been doing it this long, it would be foolish for us to go, yeah, let's do it, and yet the numbers continue to surge. Then the infections would go up and we'd be in a worse case scenario than we were prior to locking down the first time. So let's be mindful of that. We've done it for this long, we can do it. So 10-year Treasury, I took a look at this little snapshot of this. The Wall Street took a little bit of a bath today, and that had a lot to do with what was going on with oil. And I'm not going to get into why that all happened. Just know that we're at that this 10-year Treasury needs to lift from 0.5% where it is right now all the way to 1%. When it starts getting up there, we're going to start to see that there's good news, and that it'll be when we start reopening things. So right now, it still remains here because we're shuttered, and it's premature before the economy really gets going. So, but these interest rates, this is long-term treasuries. It should reflect interest rates, long-term 30-year mortgages. That's what we do within real estate. They should be in the 2s. And they're not close to the 2s yet, and we've talked about that. There's capacity issues as well as other issues underneath the hood of lending, and we've gone over that in prior episodes. So Freddie Mac, this was last Thursday. We have interest rates that actually came down almost to record levels. Like I said, this is a record level at 3.31%, but it should be in the 2s. So you can see at 3.31, it is a lot higher than where it should be right now. And pretty soon we'll be talking about, after we unlock AB, that's America is Back data. Thank you, Logan Motashami, for that. Follow him on Facebook. He's absolutely fantastic. But let's talk about the Southern California market and this supply versus demand issue that I've continuously been harping on. The reason for that is it is painting a different picture than what we've had in the Great Recession, which everybody is comparing it to. And what we have really is a supply problem, and the supply problem is not enough homes on the market, and this time it really is not enough homes being placed on the market. Typically, when we talk about the supply problem, it's because interest rates have floated down low enough, like they did at the beginning of this year. We had the normal number of homes coming on the market, and we just put them all into escrow. So we had the same number of homes coming on the market as we do every year, but it was so fiery hot at the beginning of the year, we were placing them in escrow. Now we've got a different issue. And this is the active listing inventory year over year. You could see that was last year, this is this year. And last Thursday we were at, this is revised slightly, 30,077. That's up 3%, or up 1,044 in 2 weeks. So we're starting to go up Normally, we go up 1% during this time of the year. That's the average over the last 5 years. The reason why we went up a little bit more has nothing to do with the sheer volume of homes that we're placing on the market. It just has to do with the sheer lack of demand in the marketplace. That's why it's rising. So this is a 5-year average. Last year, we're at 41,557, 38% more homes in the market this last year compared to this year. And I snapped this just right before this meeting. We're at 30,552. We're coming up a little bit too fast. We're up another 1.5%. It's only been a few days, and the next time I do this is next a week from this Thursday. So you can see this is a little bit concerning. And the only reason why I say a little bit concerning is because it's going to push some of these counties into where Orange County sits and Riverside County sits today, and that is in a slight buyer's market where the buyers get a little, it favors them a little bit more, and we'll talk about that in a second. But I've been bringing this chart up over and over again, and this is Orange County. I don't have the data, the full complete data set for all the rest of Southern California counties, but I can tell you it runs the same. This is 2006. Close to 16,000 homes, 2007 in Orange County, close to 18,000, and then 2008, close to 16,000, and right now where we are is less than 4,500 homes for all of Orange County. So you can see a lot more homes. And I point this out because that's where we were then, this is where we are now, and this is where we were then, and this is where demand is, and this is where we were in 2013, and that's where the market's really hot and demand is really hot, and they're sitting on top of each other, which means, boy, it's just fiery hot, and we're appreciating like this. And then this is where we are today, and I draw a line across, and this is where demand is. Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, demand is at the same place as where it was during the Great Recession across the board in all of Southern California and probably across the United States. I don't have all the data, but usually it mirrors what's going on in the rest of the country when we have something like this that affects all markets. So what it is COVID-19 is suppressing supply. And that's why we're still not having enough homes come on the market. So not only is it affecting demand, this is the other story that a lot of people are not talking about, because there are so many people that want it to suppress demand and turn it into a buyer's market, and but this is not talked about enough. So it's suppressing demand, but it's absolutely suppressing supply. And when I look at it, for number of new for sale signs in the past 4 weeks, and this is taking into consideration just the OC, Orange County, San Diego, and Los Angeles. Los Angeles County is down 49% compared to the last 5-year average in terms of numbers of homes placed on the market in the last 4 weeks. We're putting a lot less homes on the market, almost half. And in Orange County, it is more than half is not coming on the market. So it's down 52% compared to the 5-year average. And if you look at San Diego, down 38% compared to the 5-year average of number of homes placed on the market in the last 4 weeks. Now, this is a statistic that we're going to continue to run going forward. And why are we running this right now? Because this is the other story that's not talked about enough, and I think it explains everything, that we do have an impact from COVID-19 on demand. We also have an impact on COVID-19 on supply. This is the meatiest time of the year for homes to come on the market. It happens in April, May, and June, and it's already halving what the number of homes coming on the market. And another concern that I have is, I know that we were reclassified as an essential service in real estate. I totally get it. However, we need to consult our buyers and sellers, or actually our sellers in this case. We need to consult our sellers to let them know that placing their home on the market right now as an essential service, that yes, it's a little bit easier to place your home on the market and have people take photos of it and virtual tours and that type of thing. However, the essential service is not moving the needle in demand at all right now. It may be allowing some homeowners to think, yeah, I'll come on the market because they're an essential service, but I'm telling you, it's not really moving the needle on demand. It's moving it on the supply side a little bit. And that's very, very hard to gauge, but I just want everybody to understand, should they be on the market, they really need to consult their price range and within their county, and that's what the last report is all about. So the Great Recession, we are not, because we have far fewer homes in the market compared to where we were in the Great Recession and right prior. Matter of fact, I saw this thing coming like a train back in 2006. And it was even as early as the fall of 2005, we saw the spike of homes coming out market and demand dropping. So what we have now, and I'm looking at the data, is yes, we have demand really low, but we also have that supply really low. And so we had that low supply versus the COVID-19 suppressing demand. Now I've had this slide, but now I'm going to have the slide COVID-19 suppressing supply, because it's suppressing both sides of the equation right now until we get to the other side. It's just placing everything on pause. So not a lot of people are placing their homes in the market, not a lot of demand's going on, and for good reason. It's called COVID-19, and that's what's going on. So we need to understand what the market dynamics are like when we're explaining it to our sellers. And buyers need to understand what they're working with too, because there are price ranges where they need to understand really what's going on. I'll get into that. Southern California demand year over year. This is where we are right now. You can see it's at a very low level. Last Thursday, it was at 8,269, and that's down 26% in 2 weeks. You can actually see how far it came down, and then it's slowing down. This next one is going to be only slightly down, and then it's going to be flat until we get to the other side of the rainbow here, and they unlock the economy a bit, and then it'll start to increase. So it's going to be a funky looking demand chart, but we'll know exactly what happened here. So last year we were at 17,254, more than double is what 109% means. So more than double. And where are we as of today? We are, this is last year to this year, we are 8,020, so it's down 3%. Now I did this all the way through Monday. I was looking at the numbers. It's not a true reflection. This will go up a bit, and I think it's going to get pretty close to where we were last Thursday, so it's really starting to settle, so we're not seeing this big drop, and the reason for that is because when I take the numbers on Monday, I need you to understand this, that there's still a lot of negotiations going on. It is not until Thursday where the data looks good and solid, which is why I clip the data on Thursdays. So anybody that saw a home over the weekend, they might be going back and forth bartering until they finally lock together a deal, and then it happens, and then they place it into escrow and pending status, and then I can track it, and then it looks good on Thursday. So that's exactly why I do it on Thursdays. And the expected market time, this is where we are right now, way up here. You can see that that is in balanced area. I'll show you what that is. Under here, this is where it's a hot seller's market. We were there for a moment at the beginning of the year, and then it spiked up. This is COVID-19 spike, like everything else. Unemployment, consumer confidence, everything is spiking across the board, right? And then between here is a slight seller's market. That's right here. And that's where we were operating there for a while, but then we are in here, and this is between 90 and 120 days, and that's a balanced market, and that's where most of Southern California is performing. San Bernardino, San Diego, Los Angeles, and it's Riverside County and Orange County that are operating in a slight buyer's market. And this is where it's a slight buyer's market. So when it's above here, when it's above this red line, it's a deep buyer's market. That's where you start to give up value. But this is where we're playing right here for most. That's balanced. That means it doesn't favor buyers and it doesn't favor sellers, and we're not doing a whole heck of a lot with price. Some might be going for a little bit more, some might be going for a little less, not a lot of movement. When you get to slight buyer's market, now buyers get to call more of the shots, and there might be a little movement in price, but like Orange County's at 121-day expected market time. That is barely into slight buyer's market territory, so it's just buyers get to call more of the shots. Nothing's really happening as far as price is concerned. And this is Southern California. Last Thursday was a 109-day expected market time. This is the expected market time. And Southern California last year was at 72 days. Southern California today is at 114 days. And I went over this last Friday, but LA is at 109, Orange County 121, Riverside 130, San Bernardino 103, and San Diego's 88. They're actually at a slight seller's market, but I snapped it. It's already moved towards balanced market right now, just a couple days later. So they're in balance as well. So most markets are in balance, some are in that slight buyers. I explained what those were, but I do want you to understand what the difference. This is balanced. This is where we are. This is where we're most likely going to go. This red line, it's going to slightly increase. Why? Because demand is going to remain flat, and we're going to slowly but surely add a few more homes in the market. So I'm hoping that everybody is mindful of the kind of marketplace we're at until we're on the other side of the lockdown. So due to the fact that we'll have supply slightly increasing and demand flat, the expected market time will rise, and for many areas it will move towards that slight buyer's market territory. And then things will look better. So right, this is slight buyers, this is a deep buyer's market, this is above 150. We're not headed towards that deep buyer's market territory. After we unlock, because it's slowed down, it's going to start going the other way around. We'll be in balance for a majority of the year. There will be some markets that might hit a slight seller's market down the road. But we'll stay tuned. We'll have to see how how demand responds and the listing inventory to the other side. These are the charts that they're kind of like a menu. And these are the charts that I want you to utilize, and the report explains it so well about, this is Los Angeles. You can see, this looks like a lot of data. It's my kind of thing. However, this is detached, and this is attached, and this explains that this is the key that explains what it is. That green means that it is the hottest part of the market and in LA, and that's below 500,000 detached, and it's at a 58-day expected market time. Then this is a slight seller's market, 5 to 750 detached. You get to 750 to million, they're already balanced. So this is a menu to understand, because I had somebody talk to me about an Orange County property, we'll get that second, that they were on the market for $1.2 million. I'll show you what that is on the Orange County slide, but you can see, slows down above a million, slows down further. This is deeper at 1.25 to 2 million. 2 million and above really slows down. Look at LA, 3 to 4 million, 1,012 days. LA 6 million plus, 1,385 days, and you're going, how in the world could it be 1,385 days when you have that many homes on the market and you just have a tiny bit, less than 10 homes going into escrow within above $6 million. When you get down to single digits, that's where there aren't that many winners and there's a lot of people waiting. And that's what we refer to as that 1,385 day expected market time. And this is attached. You can see lower range is below 500 and 5 to 750 balanced. And then once you get to 750 and above, it slows down above a million, really slow. And this is Orange County, all of OC. You can see that 1 million, 5 to 750 is the hottest range in Orange County. And you can see this is 1 million to 1.25. That one agent that was contacting me today and said, we're not getting that many showings. Yeah, you're not, because the expected, and they've been on the market for less than 30 days. And the expected market time right now is 169 days, and I can tell you just by looking at that you're not going to get that many showings. It's that simple. And then 1.25 to 1.5, you can see once you get about 2 million, it slows down. You're 4 million plus, 1,084 days. And as far as attached, 0 to 250 is actually slow in Orange County. There aren't that many, and those are those 1-bedroom studios and 1-bedroom condos, and people are holding out. They're not purchasing them. This is slowed down in Orange County. The hottest is 250 to 500, and it's almost balanced. And then you're balanced up to 750, and then above 750 it slows down. Above million, it's stopped. And this is San Diego. They're the most behaved county. They're doing by far the best. You can see detached, as far as 5 to 750, it's fairly decent at 52-day expected market time. 750 million, 78, and then they get to balanced. Above 1.25 million, which is all luxury, they slow down, and it really slows down once it gets to $2 million plus. 4 million is 885 days. Not that big of a difference between 1,000 and attached. This is they're actually hot below 500,000 for condominiums. And then it goes to balance, and then it slows down a lot, and then above $1 million, just absolutely frozen. And then, so that's what I've got, reportsonhousing.com. You go there to subscribe, and you get a month free if you sign up today. Not 2007 is the coupon code. I'll go ahead. I know I probably ran long, but had a late start as well. If anybody has a question, I'll be more than happy to answer it. We'll do a formal Q&A on Friday, but I do have a couple questions. If the question was in the feed, I'll look at it later. But if anybody does have a question, I'd be more than happy to answer any question that somebody has. Oh, and I have Athena. She's chomping at the bit to show you that she dyed her hair blonde. Yes, she did. What's your name again? It's not
Sunny.
Sunny. She's changed her name from Athena to Sunny. So we really appreciate that, Sunny, for you being here and watching Daddy on this thing. So we have a home on the market. Here's what we have. Here's some questions. We have a home on the market for $750,000 for 2 weeks in Aliso Viejo. Only had 3 showings. Should we advise client to see more, it says. You got to keep these brief because I can't see them all. If I had one, you still got to pack your patience. 2 weeks is not that long of a time. The expected market time for all these different areas and detached at the right 5-750 might be a sweet spot, but you're still looking at right around 55-day expected market time. This is not anything normal that you're used to seeing. You're used to things flying off the market like this. That's not happening today. People aren't coming through as often. So the people that are really serious are out there. You just have to be more patient. It's like fishing. We were catching at the beginning of this year with nets. It was super easy to find buyers. Now we got to put the bait out there, which is the right price. Know that it's in the right price range. It sounds like you're in the right price range, and now you got to wait. And you have to be patient, and you have to listen to feedback, and you have to listen to everybody's comments on how you are priced. And let's see if we have any other questions. Let's see. How did the run go last weekend? Yes, my daughter Mia finished 19.6 miles, and then we walked another half a mile, so she ended up doing 20.
And I biked all of it.
She biked the whole thing. So did Mason. He biked the whole thing.
I biked 12.
And then, yes, I'm hearing one of my daughters say, I biked 12. Yes, she did bike 12. I did. I biked 12 also. My wife, I watched Zeke for a bit, and she watched Zeke for a bit. I actually pulled him for the first 8. And come here, athletic soccer girl. She is training to be a soccer star, and so and you too. Yeah, but were you out there with her? Well, they were both training to be a soccer star right now. So how did So people were asking about the run. It went really good. Can I get a copy of the San Diego numbers? Yeah, and you can actually subscribe to it and you get a month free too. It is
not
2007. See, she's paying attention. Do you think fourth quarter 2020 will be busier than the past fourth quarters of the years prior? I don't know, because this fourth quarter of 2019 was pretty busy. So if we can match 2019, I'll be more than happy. But it all depends upon when we get out and if we do the right things in mitigating the effects of the virus and its spread. So we'll see if that happens. Good video, Steven. Until you froze on my screen. When that happens, when you freeze on Facebook, all you have to do is shut out of it and go back in. That's all part of this wonderful fun stuff. Hi Athena, Sunny, you look beautiful. Yes, okay, that's neat. Love the sunny blonde hair. Yeah. Woohoo! Great job. All right. Well, to create urgency, would you severely underprice in hopes of creating bidding war? I wouldn't do a bidding war in this, Robert. There's not enough activity on your house to warrant doing a bidding war. It's going to be extremely hard. So I personally wouldn't recommend doing it. I don't think it's a bad thing to do when you're in a market that's hot, but when you can't get a lot of people through and you have a lot of buyers that aren't going to go through right now, or it's just a more of a trickle, it's like that faucet's been turned down as far as the volume of people that are out there. I wouldn't underprice in hopes of a bidding war that takes place. I just don't see that would be that profitable of a move. Great job, Mia. 26.2 to go next. Yeah, 10 St. Thomas. Uber cute. Oh, that's funny. Somebody's advertising. All right, so you know what? There, I see this. We'll do a formal Q. Can this be seen on desktop or only on phone? It should be able to see on desktop. Matter of fact, I'm going to save this and then I upload it to YouTube. So it'll be on YouTube as well. But I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you very much. Have a super fantastic rest of your Tuesday. You want to hit that?
Yeah.
Go ahead, you're going the wrong direction. StagingVirtually.com. Thank you very much for your support. We appreciate Staging Virtually. Go see them. Starts at $295 for 3 rooms. Extra rooms are $95. And hey, that's it. So we'll see you on Friday. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic Tuesday. We'll see you on the soon. Take it easy.